Here we have the red button ginger, very appropriately named. These are just starting to bud. These buds will actually get about 3 or 4 inches long, and they're really nice contracting with the dark green foliage. But let's get into the care instructions for this really neat houseplant. Now I say houseplant, but you can also grow them outdoors, of course. People often forget that houseplants are actually meant to be outside, but some of them we are lucky enough to just be able to have them inside. So first off, if you're going to plant this outside, this is a partial to full sun plant, okay? And every time the topsoil dries out, you have to water it. Now technically it's only hardy to zones like 9 to 11, but they can withstand some frost. Right down to 32 degrees, they will wilt, but should come back after a frost, only if you're planted in the ground. And you want to mulch them, of course, to give them a little bit more insulation for those colder days. But if we're going to have it indoors, we want to make sure that it's right up in a window. Very, very bright light plant. And of course, we want to water them whenever that topsoil dries out about 25% down into the pot. When it's time to repot, you'll know because the roots are going to start coming out of the bottom drainage holes, kind of like we have right here. But this is a perfect example of, I'm not going to repot this plant. It's winter right now at the time of this filming, but in the spring and summer months, come springtime, I'm going to repot this plant into a 1 size larger plant. So this is a 6-inch plant. I'm going to go up to a 7, even an 8 inch is perfectly fine for your repotting. And I'm just going to use a general purpose houseplant soil. That's going to provide the moisture retention, but also a little bit of drainage because you don't want it to retain too much moisture. You can fertilize this plant with a general purpose, well-balanced fertilizer throughout the spring and summer months. Just make sure that you're using, or you're following the directions that are on the back of the packaging. But that's going to do it for the care instructions for the ginger red button. If you have any questions about this plant, make sure to leave them in the comment section below.